Hey everybody! So this week in writing, we're going to be focusing on writing stories that have a beginning, middle, and end. Alright, so today we're just going to be planning what we're going to be telling our story about. I'm going to be writing a story. I've already thought of what I wanted to write it about this time that I went parasailing in Hawaii. So if you don't know what parasailing is, it's when you get like kind of strapped into this little thing and there's like a big umbrella type thing above you and this boat pulls you and you're on a line connected to the boat and you like basically go up in the air and float behind the boat and it pulls you around. That's kind of, oh, I don't know, hopefully that I explained it well enough to where you know what I'm talking about, but it's really, really fun. It can kind of be scary too because the boat is what's holding you up. Since it's pulling you, it's helping to hold you up. But anyways, it was lots of fun. So I'm going to write about how we went out on the boat and how you had to get like all seat belted in, and then how the boat started to go and then you suddenly soar up into the air, and then how they dipped me down into the water so my feet could touch the water at the very end, and then finally how they reeled us back in to the boat when our ride was over. So that's what my story is going to be about. It was lots and lots of fun, so I'm excited to write about it. But today I'm just going to plan it out, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that, and then you're going to do the same thing for your own story. So, I know I have a giant piece of paper that's just so you can see. You're going to do the same thing that I do, just in your writing journal. Okay. So, I'm going to start by making 3 boxes, and they don't need to like take up your whole page. I'm just making them kind of big so that you can see them. And the reason that we're doing these boxes is so that we can plan our story, and then as we write it, it will help us to stay on track and make sure that we're telling our story in order. Because if we don't tell a story in order, it gets really confusing and does not make sense. So, in my story, what happened first was we got on a boat and went out like into the middle of the bay area where there weren't a lot of people. And a bay is like a big body of water, basically like the ocean. Okay, so, oh, I'm sorry. I need to tell you also to write a B at the top here. This stands for beginning, B. And then an M here. That stands for middle, and an E here, which stands for end, okay? So in this first box, the first thing that happened, I said, was we got in a boat. I'm going to do my best I can to draw this boat here. It was me and my aunt that did this ride. So we've gotten a boat, and I guess there's not room for all the people that were in this boat. There was somebody that was driving the boat, and there was also another helper in the boat, but I don't have to draw all of them because this is just a quick sketch. Okay, so we got in the boat and we drove out into the middle of the ocean, and it was a sunny day. Notice I'm just using a black marker. This isn't meant to be like some really fun like artistic thing that you take a lot of time drawing and coloring and all of that. We're brainstorming right now and planning, so when we do that, we just need to use a pencil and quickly get it on the paper. That way we can move to the next step. So you don't need to make this all cute and fancy with colors and all of that. That will be for when you publish your story. Right now, we're just getting our ideas down, so we're just doing black and white, making it really quick and easy. Okay, so in the middle of my story, it's like really where all of the action takes place. We got, you know, seat belted, I guess is the right word, strapped in, seat belted into our little harness, and then we got pulled up. So I think the main thing that happened in the middle is when we were actually doing the parasailing, so that's what I'm going to draw my picture of. Okay, so here's a little boat with the guy driving it, and then we were attached to it. Like we were in this little seat like thing here. It kind of looks like a hot air balloon, but it's pulled by a boat. I know that's not the greatest picture, but it will help me remind it will help remind me, can't talk today, help remind me what I want to write about when it's time. Okay, so in the middle, I'm writing about how we actually did the parasailing. And then at the end of my story, I'm going to write about how they pulled us back into the boat, and I can tell, like, you know, how much fun I had or something. So in the end here, I'm going to draw a picture. Here's the guy that's going to help us, and I'm going to draw it to where, like, we're getting really close to the boat because it needs to look like we are getting pulled back in like we were. And they pulled us back in, and here's the water. I don't remember what this little umbrella thing looked like. Okay. All right, so I've got my story planned out. I'm going to talk about how I went parasailing. At the beginning of the story, we got in the boat and we went out to the location where they were going to get us set up to do it. In the middle, we got all like hooked up, and we started getting pulled by the boat and got to fly in the air basically. And also, as the ride was getting to an end, they dipped us down in the water, which was really fun. And then at the end of the story, they pulled us back into the boat so that we could get unhooked and our ride was over. So it was lots of fun. So today, all you're doing is planning out your story. Yours probably is not going to be about parasailing unless you have done that before. Yours will be about whatever you choose to write about. It just needs to have something that happens at the beginning, middle, and end. Okay? So you're going to plan out your story by drawing a picture of the beginning, middle, and end. And then tomorrow we're going to work on making a good beginning for our story. All right? So make sure that you take a picture or make a video of what you have done today with your planning so that I can see. Have a great day.